What's up, YouTube? I'm coming at you tonight with a quick video. This is gonna be a real fun one. That's why I'm gonna make it quick and go ahead and get it posted. It's kind of late, so most of you who will see it won't see it till tomorrow. But I really want you to listen to a couple things, and I really want you to do the research yourself because I could be mistaken, and if I am, then I apologize. But on this one, I don't think I'm mistaken. It was a very good source. He's actually a doctor himself, so this was wonderful. All right, here we go, real quick. All right, all right. We've been hearing a lot about this IQ test when it comes to white people and how they're supposedly so much smarter with this made up arbitrary test than black people are. So, I was doing a little research on it and dealing with he's a this brother, he's a doctor, he's a psychologist as well or whatever. So he was talking about that itself, and it was wonderful because I'm like, man, this is what I really been wanting to delve into, because I keep telling these people, like, the test is made up, it's arbitrary, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't determine whether you're more intelligent than someone, and to keep using that as your only basis is fucking retarded. But excuse my language, it's freaking retarded. But at the same time, let's go over it. Alright. The IQ test is pretty much made up out of certain components that people are tested for. And those scores are, of course, they use those scores to determine who has a higher IQ, who doesn't. And so those things are like processing speed and working memory, nonverbal reasoning, and then the last one is verbal. Now we're gonna go to the prior ones, and then we're gonna go to this last one, verbal, and that's gonna be what really tells the entire story. Like nonverbal reasoning, you can of course come to the conclusion that it's like pretty much block plan with like anything that you're using reasoning without talking. I'm not gonna about to sit here and give a whole bunch of examples and try to sound smart and all that stupid shit. Nonverbal reasoning is exactly what it says. You know what I mean? Reasoning without using words. Working memory and processing speed is exactly what it says. You know what I mean? How basically like doing math problems and things of that nature, like how you're able to hold numbers in your head and work off those numbers. You know what I'm saying? You're at that time you're using working memory. You know what I mean? And processing speed, of course, is how well and the speed and rate that you do these things, that you process these things. Now, in the United States, the IQ test amongst black people, amongst white people, and amongst Chinese. That's what I'm doing. Okay? And processing speed, working memory, equal. Nonverbal reasoning, equal. I'm going to say this one more time. Between Chinese people, black people, and white people. Okay? Processing speed, working memory, and nonverbal reasoning, which are what they're tested on for the IQ test, are equal. Okay? Here we go. Now, we got to go to the last one, which is verbal. Verbal is the killer. Verbal is what gives white people their higher IQ than black people, and I'm going to explain how and why this is so. Okay. Verbal is the processing and comprehension of the language or the vocabulary that's basically used, which we all know pretty much we weren't all speaking this language or speaking this language at all. Now, I don't have any proof of whether black people did or did not assist in the creation of the English language. I've heard, like, if I go through everything that I've read and studied, and information is what I call it, that I've taken in, because a lot of people around here running around and call themselves scholars and call themselves this and the third. All I look at is information. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're going to information, I've sucked in information from about, come on, man. It's from all walks of life, from biblical to all types of religions, down to Zoroastrianism, to alienism to what alienism really means, to cloaking humans and human clones and trying how to discover these things. I mean, I've sucked in information about history, about how my people, our people, really not from nowhere except everywhere. That there's really no one place that black people are from. Like, we're from the information. I've sucked in a lot of it, so I don't arrogantly take that I've sucked in information and now I'm a scholar. I still can't prove anything. These is just shit that I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? Now I trust that and hope that the people who wrote these things, of course, you know what I mean, they're called doctors, they're called scholars, they're called teachers and things of that nature, professors. So I'm hoping that they've done their due diligence as I've done my due diligence in studying them, but in the words that they put in the information that they gave. But at the same time, you know, I'm not going to, you know, validate and say I have the all answer like a lot of these people are doing today, and that shit annoys the hell out of me. I just had to throw that in. But getting back to this verbal is what Europeans are using to gain their so-called high intelligence level over us. So let me break this down and let me get this straight. On processing speed, we're equal. On working memory, we're equal or above. On nonverbal reasoning, we're equal or slightly above. And the only thing you have over me is my lack of full comprehension over a language you invented and gave to me. That's it, yo. Like if we were speaking Spikmangala or some shit like that, then using this and bringing you in here, you would then have the lower IQ, and then they could say, oh, we have a higher IQ than them, or whatever the case may be, because we're using a language that you're not really familiar with, a language that was pretty much given to you by a culture that wasn't your own. So basically, the lack of black people having a large vocabulary, English vocabulary, like a lot of my brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, you'll hear them all the time. They'll say respect and not respect. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Scared instead of scared. You know what I'm saying? Bar or some shit like that instead of Barry. Like black people have their own way of fucking talking, especially in the South and shit like that. But that's no reason to try to claim that you're more intelligent than them. Like, that's fucking crazy. But I just want to throw that out. Whoever wants to take it and do whatever with it, take it and do whatever with it. Do your thing. But yeah, white people, you're the IQ test, that whole shit, even that bullshit made up test that you have, even that itself is fucking bullshit and is flawed, because other than us having a high vocabulary of a fucking language that you handed to us, and then you didn't even let us fucking read and learn the nuances of the language. And we basically had to pick up words, massa, and all that shit after you. Like, get the fuck, you guys are fucking done, yo. Like, this shit is crazy. And I'm like I'll say, like most people, black people say, I'm not racist, man. I don't walk around here hating white people. But what I do hate about white people is that it's okay for you to accept shit when it was assumed to be this way. Now that we found out it's not this way, it's that way, now you have a problem with accepting this shit. Like, I have one entity keeps coming on my board trying to throw ad hominem attacks about me typing and might have misspelled something or whatever. I don't be paying attention to that shit. I'm trying to get the message out. I'm not trying to have a scholastic battle with you as far as my punctuation and my proper sentence structure, and I'm passing information. Like, that's all I'm doing. This is not the realm for that. I'm not here for a grammar test. You know what I'm saying? So miss me with all of that, man, when you see this video, because apparently you are. Like, come on, yo, knock that shit off. Like, I put a comment, or the last video I did when I commented about how white people are, you know what I mean? Like, how they make jokes about black people, this and the third. First off, I know this shit from personal first-hand knowledge. Then I also know it from witnesses with personal first-hand knowledge. So for you to act like it doesn't exist, and you find that fucking crazy, but you don't find it crazy that it can't exist in a culture that we live in a society that was built on racism, predicate everything done. The government made specific laws and rules and structures to continue to be this way against me and people who look like me. But you can't see any of that shit. Yo, verbal. That's what they're using. That handed language that they gave to us. That's what they're trying to use to say that they're more intelligent. I caught you.